Andrew, I was wondering what you knew about Christian Yelich before you came here and what you've experienced in terms of what he's done for this team on the field and then what he means to it off.
Yeah, I think, being from the outside, I was with the White Sox for several years. Playing against him, I mean, he's a tough out. He's just a ball player. All around, just look at the years he's had here, even before in Miami. Just special.
You didn't have to lie to him, man.
Go to Kurt, third row in the middle.
For you, Yelly, a lot has been made, probably will continue to be made about the last few years in the playoffs for you guys. And the question is, do you feel like there's anything different about this team, or does there have to be anything different about this team to have a different fate?
There's a lot of different players. There's a lot of different players over the years, so they're all different teams, right? So I don't really think any past outcome has any indication of how this year can go. It's the postseason, and anything can happen in those short series and those kind of games, and we've definitely had our opportunities. We haven't always capitalized on them, and we did one year when we were able to kind of make a little bit of a deeper run. And postseason games are often decided by a couple plays here and there, and they're all going to be competitive games, tight knit, and hopefully we can do what we need to do to come out on top.
Up to the top row on the left.
Christian, Andrew, the players were talking about, your teammates were talking about an intense week of practicing with the tent. How did you guys do that?
Yeah, I think we just did baseball stuff and understand that being able to execute the game and the fundamentals of the game and just doing what we need to do to make sure that we play as clean as possible. And that's really what it was, and it wasn't anything crazy. It was just refresher and making sure that we knew what we needed to do, clean some stuff up. It was nice to have a few days to kind of get everybody's bodies rested up a little bit and, just kind of hang out and do some baseball activity.
Go to Jesse, 4 rows up on the aisle.
For both of you, and obviously, Andrew, you've been now a rival of the Cubs for two different teams. What is it any more exciting to play this series against your arch rivals, or is it just another series, for you, Christian, starting with you?
Yeah, I think, it's the postseason, so it's not like anybody's going to want to win any more or, less because we're playing a division opponent. I think obviously the familiarity is there, but the stakes are the same, right? It didn't matter if we were playing the Cubs or the Padres, you still want to win to advance to the next round. It's two passionate fan bases that are pretty familiar with each other over the years, and we've had some big games against each other, and, surprising that we haven't really met in the postseason before. But, I kind of had a feeling this would shape up this way at some point this season. And look, they're a great team. We're a good team. We play each other really close throughout the season, and I'd anticipate a lot of the same here in the postseason. And it'll be a fun week for sure. It'll be a great atmosphere and two fun environments when we're here and when we're at Wrigley.
And Andrew, what about face?
Yeah, I was going to say pretty much the same thing. The atmosphere is going to be crazy. Think about it, it's only an hour difference of a drive for both fan bases. So, it's going to be exciting. It's going to be rowdy. It's going to be really good baseball.
To the second row.
For Christian, you mentioned all the aspects of the rivalry. The one difference the last couple of years has been Craig managing the Cubs after having managed the Brewers. What's it been like facing him in the past, and how different will it be now with the postseason aspect of it?
It'll be fine. A lot of our team, probably half of our guys, maybe more than half, didn't play for counts. There's only a few guys left, and it's still baseball. Managers put players in positions that they think they're going to be successful in, and that's it. It's not like it's different than other sports. It's not like Counts has exotic blitz packages or, has a good play action pass game or anything like that. That's going to, make it difficult on us. I have a lot of respect for him. I think, he's great at what he does. But, we're not going to have to to worry about the too high safety look from Counts. So.
Up to Andy on the left side.
Christian, at what point in your time here did you recognize that young players looked up to you and there was a responsibility that came with that?
I don't know. Just we have a lot of young players. We have a lot of young guys on our team, and if you want to be successful, you're going to need to count on them and make sure that they're successful as well. I don't think it was any conscious decision to do that. You know, it was just trying to be a good teammate and wanting our team to be successful and them to be successful in their careers. And it's a byproduct of playing here in Milwaukee that you're going to have to rely on a lot of young players, and they're a huge reason why we're in the position we're in because of their contributions this year and seeing them all, you know, grow a lot throughout the season and the last couple of years.
Go to Bruce standing up in the front.
Mike says to make it a good question, so I don't have, maybe I should just pass the mic now. This mic. This is for Yeli. How annoying and how impactful is it to have so many Cub fans up here during the season and now potentially during the playoffs? Does that have an impact or not?
I don't think so. I mean, I think we're focused on the game. You know, who the people are rooting for in the stands is not really our concern. We're kind of worried about what's going on the field and making sure that we're doing what we need to do that our team's successful. Obviously, the proximity of the two fan bases, there will be mixed crowds, I'm sure, and in my opinion, it's just going to add to the atmosphere. But I don't think it's annoying at all, or it doesn't really affect our team. You know, we're worried about performing well on the field and making sure that we're doing our jobs.
Go up to Todd in the fourth row.
Christian, any major differences in Murph year one to year two managing the team that you can notice or that you've noticed?
Not really. I mean, he's been the same guy since he was the bench coach. So he's, you know, he's Murph. And people that are around him all the time know what that means. He has his way of going about things and doing things and managing the game and players. And, you know, I think the last 2 years he's done a great job. And, you know, he's been the same. And as a player, you know what you're going to get from him and what he expects and how it's going to be. You're never really left wondering what he's thinking because he's going to tell you whether you like it or not.
Go to Kurt in the third row.
Along those lines, Christian, the difference between Murph and Craig, what was there an adjustment period? Obviously, you knew both of them, you knew Murph going into it, but were there noticeable differences? Are there noticeable differences in just their day-to-day style?
I mean, they're different personalities, I think. I think when Counts was here, like, they were a good complement of each other. Counts is pretty cerebral about the game and more reserved, calm demeanor. And Murph's going to tell you exactly what he's thinking and feeling at the time. And he's not always going to say the thing that's like politically correct or that's overly concerned about how people feel about it. And that's just who they are, right? Like, they're both successful in their own ways. And, you know, people are different, managers are different. And obviously we're both playing each other, so they both do a great job at, what they do. And, yeah.
Back up to the top left.
Andrew, what are some of the advantages and possible disadvantages to having a bye week?
I mean, I guess you could say, like, people think, oh, you're not playing for, 3, 4, 5 days, whatever it might be. Like we talked about earlier, we had some, pretty intense practices, live scrimmages, facing live arms, just to stay ready. I mean, you got to take advantage of the opportunity you're given. Like, getting the bye is really special, but, those 3, 4 days are really critical, button up some plays, tighten up the defense, just work on those things, and, I think we took advantage of that.
Go to Doug in the front.
Oh, Andrew, I think I asked you this before when I saw you last game. You were a Clemente Award nominee with the White Sox, and I'm curious how you've translated that over to Milwaukee, how you found the community to look for causes that are close to you.
We haven't really dove in yet. Just the trade was crazy. Me and my wife definitely look forward to doing stuff. Within the city, it's a great city. It's been awesome to us. But definitely looking forward to it.
I'll take one last one all the way up top on the right.
Christian, over the years, how have you kept your emotions in check but not become too emotional in bigger moments and just become the leader that you are?
I just think that's the game of baseball. You gotta be steady, especially in the postseason, because there's a lot of different swings of emotion and momentum, and you don't want to ride the highs too high during the game, and if you get behind early in these games, you don't want to get too low either. It's just you got to just keep playing the game, and that's true over the course of the season, but especially in the postseason, there's just big momentum swings, and the game changes quick, and you could be 0 for the entire series in October, but if you get the one big hit at the end, then that's all people remember and all people care about, and that's why as players you have to just keep going. You got to keep going in October and play to the bell, and like I said, you can be the guy that's punched out every at bat for the entire series, but if you come up in that one big spot and deliver, then you can kind of change everything. So you got to keep that in mind during these series, and look, it's going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be a great week, and this is what you play for, these exciting games, and really looking forward to it.